Hello, YouTube. What is going on? 8 p.m. time is back. Well, hello to all my subscribers. I just want to say thank you for still being a part of my page. I have had quite an experience this past year, and I wanted to share my story with you all just because it'll explain why I've been gone and why I haven't been doing many videos on my channel, and also some exciting news on top of everything. This is a true story. I wish I could make it up if it was possible, but this is actually what happened, and it was life-changing for me. So, where do I begin? 2020, that was tough for everyone, right? I mean, we're still going through it, so I know we're all trying to stay strong and patient to everything get back to normal. Unfortunately, last August, I had a little accident. It wasn't COVID related. It just was a lot of stress and pressure from COVID. And I fainted at the end of August in my backyard patio. And it was dehydration from working out and biking out in the Florida heat in the summer. And then a lot of stress with the COVID and everything else going on. And I was overwhelmed, and I fainted in my backyard, and I hit a flower pot that was there, and I hit my temple on the right side of my head, and I was passed out unconscious for like a good minute or so. And then when I woke up, I couldn't move anything below my neck. So I got rushed to the hospital, and I was diagnosed with a cervical spinal cord contusion between my C3 and C4 spinal cord. And yeah, I was paralyzed from the neck down for a week in the hospital. It's kind of emotional sharing all this with you all, but I wanted to because of what happened afterwards was beautiful. But yeah, so I was in the hospital for 31 days, and I know if there's anyone who's questioning or doubting that, you can even Google my name, Andres Perez Molina. You all know I'm the actor. You've seen my YouTube show, my channel, and my trailer skits and everything else going on. But if you Google my name, not only will you see my acting work and my resume that I've done in LA, but you also see articles and stories from my injury. The news, Fox and ABC News, came to cover it and interviewed me, and I actually did a couple of commercials with them promoting spinal cord injuries, and I became a testimonial sponsor for the hospital, the Broward Health North Hospital here in Florida. And it was the scariest, still is, the time of my life, still kind of letting reality kick in. And so the story is, I was very blessed to have this injury and still able to have an opportunity to heal. And what I mean by that is I was less than a centimeter away in my cervical spinal cord to being permanently paralyzed from the neck down. That's hot. And I didn't know how to take it. I'm not gonna lie. I was in the ICU floor. I had low blood pressure. I could not move anything under my neck, and it was scary. It was terrifying. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I thought I was, 37 years old, in shape, healthy guy, and then now everything was completely removed. And I just knew that wasn't gonna be the end of it. I knew that wasn't gonna define me. And so the doctors, the therapists, nurses, they all said a respectable timeline of when I might be able to move again or be able to walk again. And they told me specifically that the electrical signals in my brain, since my central nervous system got pinched by the contusion of my cervical spinal cord, I lost all mobility and sensations from my neck down. And since it was just a contusion, not a break, those motor skills and sensations will slowly come back between 12 to 18 months. And anytime I have an opportunity where I feel some level of strength or movement or mobility in anything in my body, I'm going to have to find the will, the strength, and the focus to push through. The doctors explain it in a way of a metaphor of, say that your spinal cord is the hose, like a yard hose, and the water that goes through the hose is your electrical signals from your brain sent to your body to do something. Well, the contusion is like a foot pressed on my hose, my spinal cord, stopping the water, electric signals, to come through. And through the time when the contusion starts to heal and shrink, some water will slowly come out. And the foot off on their hose will slowly elevate off. And when those moments happen, you're going to have to push through and fight everything you can to get your hand back up. To get your left hand, which is still a work in progress, as you can tell. I just don't have full control of it, to get through, to get my feet back, to get under my toes and stand up and walk again. So it was brutal. I'm not going to lie. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. It was hell. But I did it. And I did it with knowing that I will walk again. I will walk out of the hospital. It wasn't realistic. The timeline was 6 months in a wheelchair, hospital bed on the first floor of my house, and just hard living. A marathon, they said, to prepare myself for mentally. But I proved them wrong. Mind over matter. I walked out of that hospital after 31 days. I walked home. I walked upstairs to my bed. And through time, I eventually walked more and more to a point where I was able to start to bathe myself, get dressed on my own, feed myself, slowly get back in the car, get on the stationary bike, do some yoga, get back in the pool. And I'm still in the middle of it, and I got a long way to go, but mind over matter. That's the main goal, is that when you think you are told this is what's supposed to happen, this is what could happen, this is what your expectations are, it's really based on what you want to make it happen. How much are you committed to doing it? And I remembered I dug down deep in this place, which reminded me of my acting in LA, where odds were against me. Didn't have the family connections or even the full education to get to where I wanted to in the acting world in LA. But I believed in something. I believed in myself, and I believed in my work ethic. I believed in my commitment, my talent, and all of it. And I went there and did it. And I made a living off it for 16 years, and I'm still doing it here in Florida. But LA was just a different game there. But I brought that tenacity and that resilience that the industry can really test who you are, test your will, test your character. And I brought that to this injury, and I brought this to this recovery. And I'm still fighting it, and I'll never give up, because I'm going full recovery. My neurologist says I will 100% full recovery, worst case scenario, 98% full recovery. And I'll take 98% any day. But so that's where I've been this whole time, in the hospital, in rehab, therapy, and getting myself back together one by one, inch by inch, step by step. And well, the beautiful thing that came out of it was when I was in the ICU floor, I remember clearly when they were diagnosing me, they were saying paralyzed a lot, but just temporarily, because it was incomplete. And I started freaking out, and I was like, I will not be paralyzed. I will walk again. I will run again. I will play basketball again. I will swim again. I will bike again. I will get back on set. And I will teach people that you can get anything done if you believe in it, and if you believe in yourself. And they all love the attitude. They all love the positivity and the motivation. And that's kind of who I've been this whole time, my whole life. I realized I'm a motivator. Even through my trailer sketch and sketches to you all 8 p.m. time, I was motivating in a way people to be creative, motivating to people to be open-minded, motivating people to be artistic. And as much as I was motivating people to pursue acting and pursue their dreams in the industry, Now I'm realizing the reinvention of myself is that I will run again, I will play basketball again, I will swim again, I will bike again, I will get back on set. And I will teach people that you can get anything done if you believe in it, and if you believe in yourself. And they all love the attitude, they all love the positivity, the motivation, and that's kind of who I've been this whole time, my whole life. I realized I'm a motivator. You know, even through my trailer sketch and sketches to you all 8 p.m. time, I was motivating in a way people to be creative, motivating to people to be open-minded, motivating people to be artistic. And as much as I was motivating people to pursue acting and pursue their dreams in the industry, now I'm realizing the reinvention of myself is that I want to motivate people for something bigger than that, bigger than acting, bigger than a profession or an industry. It's about who you are and following your dreams to be the best version of who you are. So, what happened was my very first day in rehab in the hospital, I couldn't walk the parallel bars where, you know, handicapped people are walking up and down with. I couldn't even walk one step. And then the second day, I was praying the night before, and I was just, you know, trying to stretch my legs and flex my muscles in my legs in my bed all night. And I don't know what I was doing, but I was just trying to find some feeling or sensation in my legs. And the next day I ended up walking that parallel strip twice. And my PT was astonished. My physical therapist was blown away. And he reported my results to his director, who didn't believe it because it wasn't realistic going from not one step to 2 times back and forth. So not only did she ask him to double check his work, which he seemed very offended for, Douglas, because he's very good at what he does. But after he corrected her again, no, I don't make mistakes. That's what Andres did. Genevieve couldn't believe it. So she came to my room the next morning and wanted to meet me, wanted to hear my story. She heard about the acting. She heard about the injury and my family. And she was like, please tell me your story. How did you get to this place and where you're at now? And what is it you're thinking and what is in your mind to make such a big jump? Because that's not normal. And so I started talking about everything I was going through and what I'd been through. And she really liked the story. And she asked if she can get the marketing team on it and make me a testimonial sponsor for spinal cord injuries. And I was like, yeah, I'd be honored. So then I ended up doing an interview for Fox News and ABC News on my discharge. And then I ended up doing a commercial for them. And then I started doing patient advocacy work at the hospital where I would talk to other injured patients, spinal cords or not, and motivate them. I wish I could be making this up. I really do. But again, Google my name, Andres Perez Molina, and you will see actor, horrible spinal cord injury, paralyzed, cannot walk again. I'm walking. And so while I was doing all this, a friend of mine this whole time who is actually a motivational speaker, a real life coach, a love coach to be exact. He's the #1 love coach in Europe and France. His name is Alexander Cormont. And he lives 5 minutes away from where I live in Florida. And we were friends first, and I was actually helping him to learn how to act. And it was because he's a great public speaker and he was learning how to learn the American way of marketing. So I was literally helping him how to perform and act more theatrical enthusiasm behind public speaking. And we were getting along great. And he was always trying to see if I was interested in doing what he does. But I was so focused on what I was doing. I was like, I don't know if I don't know if I'm there yet in a way. Who knew? But he kept in touch with me, and he was there with me when I was, at the hospital. Not physically, obviously, because of COVID restrictions, but just, supportively. And he would encourage me and saying, now you have a story that you must share. You must share the story and hopefully inspires all. And this is bigger than acting. This is something you really should share. This is not normal of what you're doing with your progress. So then finally, I knew after the hospital, when I got discharged, I was going to be home and I was going to be limited to a lot of things where I wasn't going to be able to film, edit, YouTube, act, audition, or be on set. So I was open to everything he had to say. And after reading his book and taking some training courses and classes, I fell in love with life coaching. I fell in love with life coaching, just as satisfied and fulfilling as acting was for me, and still is. So now I'm a life coach, and it's not about necessarily, oh, you got an accident and you were paralyzed and now you're back and you know what life's all about, and you should take my advice and suggestions. It's not about that. I think it's just what he saw the value in when something happens so traumatically in life, unexpectedly, to a point of paralyzed from the neck down. It shows a lot of character and what kind of person you are, and what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? And are you going to sink into all the expectations of 6 months wheelchair? Are you going to sink into the doubt and insecurities of maybe being disabled for the rest of your life? Maybe permanently being one-handed because the left hand isn't that good yet, but still getting there. And he saw that was not going to be me. And he said, that's what coaching's all about. That scenario is so symbolic to what everything is in life, and never giving up, and believing in yourself, and challenging yourself, and pushing yourself, and putting yourself in uncomfortable situations just to get comfortable. And I literally, physically had to do that. So that's where he gave me the confidence and the platform to now work under him at his website, the FrenchRelationshipExpert.com /coaching. FrenchRelationshipExpert.com /coaching. If you go to that site, you will see his profile and what he does, which is specifically love coaching, life coaching in general, but love coaching. And you scroll down and you'll see me, Coach Andres. And now that I have 15 clients and more on the way, it's been just a beautiful awakening to help others, especially after 2020, and help people really see the strength they really have within them, and help them discover that or rediscover that. So I'm honored to be doing this. I'm blessed and I'm grateful to have the opportunity to heal and to help others on the way. So that all being said, I'm changing the format of my channel to more of life coaching, motivational speaking, love advice, dating advice. My clients are all women. I am working with women specifically because he has coaches who work with the opposite sex. It's a psychological thing, but it's very helpful for the women to think of to have the understanding of what the men's psychology or a men's mind is all about, and vice versa. Like his wife coaches men. He coaches women. His wife coaches men. I work under him. I coach women. But even though I'm open to coaching whoever needs it, whoever wants it, I'm always going to be open to help anyone who needs some help, direction, motivation, or just a good friend. But I will be pushing videos on motivational speaking, life coaching, dating advice for the women. And I wanted to give you all a little heads up on this video because I appreciate and value your subscription. It started off as acting and fun and creative with the sketches and skits, and I had a blast. I really did. But now I'm going to change the format, and I hope I don't lose your subscription. Hopefully spread the word, if anything. And if any of you are interested, give me a call, give me a message, and I'll be more than happy to help. So that being said, I just want to say hopefully I keep your subscription, and hopefully you enjoy what comes out with my new content, my new format, my new style. And I think we need more of that, you know? I think 2020 has been hard on all of us in all different ways, and we're still going through it. But we will overcome this. We will be resilient. And the one quote stuck with me in my hospital bed for 31 days that my sister put was, you have 3 choices in life: give up, give in, or give it your all. Well, I did give up. I did give in to this injury, and I'm still here. And I'm ready to give it my all. So thank you again for listening. I appreciate being patient, and let's kick some ass. Thank you.